What's up, guys? It's Quicksilver here, and we are going to start building the ice farm today. Um, Not really any prequel stuff to tell you about. I think you pretty much know everything. I'll apologize in advance. It might be a little noisy, again, since we're so close to the mob farm. I'm hoping we're high enough above most of these guys that it won't be a real problem, but anyway, I'm excited today because we're actually finally going to get started on building this thing properly. So I feel like the last two videos ago was, I feel like, almost more just prep work than anything else. And the last one I feel like was really a lot of prep work actually. So I'm excited now because I feel like we're finally going to actually start building this sucker. I think I'm actually going to build this down a block lower than what I had planned on doing. I think I lowered the floor down enough that we should be in pretty good shape. But yeah, I guess just to kind of get zooming in on this thing, I guess what I'm doing right here right now is these are going to be the pistons that are going to push down the ice as it forms. It's going to get pushed up, then over, and then down. And I'm actually going to start, I guess, by placing the pistons first. And I'm hoping that I have enough that everything will be all hunky-dory, but we will find out. Now, if I've done it right, yeah, we got 2 blocks on this side. So I'm going to go ahead, just because I think it's going to help give me a little more bearings. I think when I actually built this thing the first time around in my contraption world, I think I started with where the ice bathtub, for lack of a better term, actually was. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to be confusing myself, but I think this is going to give me a little bit more grounds for bearing on this. So I guess we will soon find out, right? Alright, that's just a temporary dirt block that I'm throwing down there. Because what I need to do next, since that should be right underneath those guys, I'm going to need to put some obsidian blocks in here. And now what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that our pistons that are pushing the ice blocks over from where we're actually going to be making the ice, it's actually give them something to push against, so it'll stop it'll actually stop the ice from going too far and pushing into our wall, and even worse, going into our mob farm. So I think I've got that positioned right. Then I'll have, I guess, some more blocks back here, but I'm going to worry about that after the fact. I think the first thing that I want to do is actually just kind of get, I think I am going to try and go for the ice bathtub, or whatever you want to call this. Let me turn this down. I don't know, it seems really, really loud to me, so I'm going to turn the music down so I can make sure that I'm not struggling to be heard. So alright, let's see, next item up for bids. Let's see if we can't figure out where we're actually going to build this little water holding chamber. I don't want to keep calling it a bathtub because it's not really anything that anybody's ever going to bathe in. So I think I'm actually going to have a wall. Is it right here? No, it's got to be down one from there. So I'm actually going to have, yeah, that's right, because this is the area that's exposed to the sky. Duh, I guess that's the easiest way to tell. So this is going to be, yeah, alright, this is going to be the frame of my tub, or water holding facility. I don't know, what should we call this thing, guys? I am open to any ideas. Let me see here. Ultimately, I'm going to pillar up. We're going to be standing on top of this thing, but alright, that's where our water is going to be exposed. So we'll have pistons underneath this sucker. Then this is going to be where, okay, our pistons are going to sit on top of this to push it that direction. So pistons under here, over there, we're going to have our water source blocks on here. So I think this is correct. I hope so, man. I really don't want to be tearing this thing out. Alright, and then we got to hold our water in place, and we'll do that with this row. No, this isn't right. That's going to actually become our pistons that are going to push the other direction. No, that's not right at all. That is going to be a wall. We're going to have our pistons sitting on top of that. So, okay. God willing, the only thing I have left to do is put my pistons in here. And then, yeah, I'm going to have enough room under here. Just barely. So yeah, I think I planned this thing pretty tightly, but that's alright. We don't mind tight. Tight's good. Means I'm not wasting a bunch of space. Alright. So now that I've got that in, and I'm pretty confident that I've got it in the right spot, I'm going to go ahead and get my pusher pistons in here. These guys are actually going to be what make the ice get pushed up, so they can then push it over. So Alright, I'm going to have my water source blocks here And, oh, you know what? I think I need to have one more thing over here to make this work. So I'm going to go ahead, actually, I'm going to build this. Oh, really? Good eye, Quicksilver, good eye. Not. Alright. That should be okay, and then this one's just going to become that. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Let me see, I hope I have my water buckets. Ice buckets, man, listen to me. Optimism, right? And I'm really hoping that I can do this. Those are not going to be infinite water source blocks, are they? Oh yeah, they are. Sweet. I should have known better. Alright, and this is really kind of the key to this. The whole premise of this thing is when you get these all in the right spot like that, boom, these all become solid source blocks. So what we're going to do is these are going to be able to freeze and these are not. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to protect those. And that's how we're actually going to end up making a bunch of ice. So I'm going to put my, I guess I'll throw, I think I did it on this side. I think I just want to do that number here. Right? Yeah, because this isn't actually ever going to get pushed over. Nope. So these are just going to be forever protected so that they can make our permanent water source blocks there. And then I'm going to temporarily throw a bunch of dirt back here. And believe it or not, we're almost done with pistons. So, well, let's see. Let me go ahead and get that in place. This, and this. And if all I've done all right, then yep, when we look up here, we are looking at the sky. So, alright, so these should be able to freeze. That's really weird. Where is it getting grass from? I thought they had to be touching. That's pretty funky. Alright, there you go, guys. Newsflash, I guess you can have dirt that's just within 1 or 2 blocks of grass blocks and you can pick up the grass. Interesting. So there we go. Alright. And there we go there. So I guess to continue building this thing now, I've got to get a row of blocks underneath our pistons. And then we can, at that point, we'll start actually doing some of the redstone on this. You know what, I thought this was going to be a lot longer of a video series here, but I'm not sure. I think this might go pretty quickly, guys. And what I will maybe do is save a backup of this whole world when I'm all done with it. And we can check this thing out, maybe load it up in the snapshot. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can get rid of this. Or am I going to flood? Oh, hell, let's just find out, right? Nope, good deal. Okay. Good, that makes it so I can run through here pretty easily on both sides. Yep. Now I need that because that's got our water source blocks here and here actually to flood this thing out. So, I guess the next thing that I gotta do, let me actually look at this really fast, just make sure I didn't forget anything. Those pistons are gonna push down. The ones that we placed up here, which are back there, are going to push it over, and then these are going to push it up. So, alright. Next item up for bids is let's go ahead and get our, I think I'm done with these, so I'm going to throw those there. Let's go ahead and get our redstone torches in place. We're going to need to have underneath here. Okay, so right now we have killed the water source blocks that become ice. And that's okay, because when we pull them back down by yanking the power out of these guys, then we will have, oops, don't want any delays on these guys. I'm just doing it to make sure I don't crosswire any signals or anything like that. Yeah, you know what, let's look up there just to make sure. Do I have everything I need with me? I think I do. Well, I guess just to take a look up there, I certainly do. All I need is dirt. Alright, let's look. Yep, okay, so that's what we want there. So that, when these things push up, this would be an ice block that would get shoved up. Then these are going to push it over. So I think so far, so good. We're leaving that. This is going to be where our redstone's going to wire around to get over to here so we can wire these guys up. I'll tell you what, while we're here, let's go ahead, we'll just drop in our stone bricks behind here, because ultimately we're going to have some redstone on these guys. And I don't really care. Yeah, good. This was smart. I'm glad I built this a block down, or else this would have been impossible to do, and I would have been really upset. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and check this. Our block lighting really sucks here. You know what? I think I'm going to leave, for now, I'm just going to throw some torches here, but ultimately I think what I'll do is I'll just build another layer of dirt here, because I just want to make sure that nothing spawns here. Although, yeah, I don't know, redstone probably isn't going to stop them. So, alright, yeah. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Those are just temporary blocks that we need to have in there. So I guess our next area we've got to figure out, is going to be... Let me see. I think I want to have another block wide on what looks like our bathtubby thing, if I'm not mistaken, because I need to have, yeah. Alright. We've got to do this, because this is how I'm going to power those pistons, and then we're going to need to have a place behind here for the redstone to come up. Well, to wire, I guess, around behind it. And then pop up the hop to those. And I think I'm going to leave this just like that. That's where we're going to do this. I think this is correct so far. You know what? And since I've got this part figured out here, let's go ahead and just make these permanent, right? And I guess, since I want to leave that, I'm going to do this. And that's how we'll bring this power up over here. Sorry guys, this should all make a little more sense. I'm trying to get all my pre-build done so that all we're doing is actually making this thing work once we're done there. So alright, I think at this point maybe we can build our little timer system that we're going to have back here. And let me make sure I know what I'm doing on that. Give me just a second guys and I will be right back. Alright guys, I think I got it all figured out now. At least I hope I do. Bear with me a little bit because I think I'm going to build this thing kind of backwards, which will be a little weird for me, but oh man, you know what? Well, alright, we're going to do the best we can here. We're just going to see where it takes us, right? I know the first thing I need to do is this. I got to wire all these guys up, and I think I actually just hit a piston, or no, not a piston, I hit a redstone repeater, but no, it doesn't look like I did. Okay, good. So I know I want to do that. Then I think I want to have my power coming in here from our source, which, you know what? I'm going to put a block here. I think I just need to have a torch on that is how I'm going to end up powering those guys. Or unpowering those guys, I should say. And let's go ahead and throw that on there and then make sure that our... when I do that, that retracted all our pistons up there. Let's go ahead and just climb up there really fast to make sure that everything is indeed turned off. Oops. Or turned off, is indeed closed. Yep, and then we've got our water source blocks that were fed in from this area. So, seems like everything is working as it should so far, which I figured it would be, but never hurts to check. Get these dirt blocks out of here, just because they're bugging me. So, alright, so this is our controller here. Now, I want to have a repeater feeding power into that block so that we don't have anything come backwards, because this block is basically going to be our key to activating this whole thing. It's going to be connected to our timer, and then I'm also probably going to have a repeater going into, actually not probably, let's do this. This side is going to go in from down below so that we actually have a button when we're down at the ice farm. If we want, we can go ahead and trigger it from down there as well. So now that I have that set up, I guess one block back from that, as long as I'm figuring this out right, then life is good, right? Yeah, okay, I think I know what I'm doing here. I'm going to do that, skip a block and throw down another one, and then let's get my bread out of the way. You guys can tell I'm using my wheat farm down there. That's got to be on 4 ticks. And what I'm building here, this is actually our pulse extender, and we're just going to send those pistons up and down a few times here. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I gotta roll that up there, then this, then here, and then back here. You know what? I didn't build this thing wide enough. Oh man. Alright. Can I bring this in any closer? No, it doesn't look like I can. Alrighty. I need to go back. It looks like 1 block off. So, alright, give me just a minute AFK. I'm going to dig this wall out 1 more block back, and we should be in good shape. Be right back. Alright guys, here we are back again. Went ahead and widened this out 1 so we have the extra space that we needed. So I guess first things first, we got to build a little hopper timer back here so we can get I almost said Seth playing. I think this is Etho's hopper timer thing here, though. We're using Etho. I forgot. We're using. I guess we're using Etho's his bud switch. I guess downstairs. Oh man, you know what? I'm just gonna make another one here. I thought I had everything that I needed. It just occurred to me though we still don't have our comparators, so I'm probably going to go AFK here for just a minute and make those. But I'll go ahead and get the rest of this thing set up in the meantime, since I goofed that up. But let's see, comparator will go there, so that's going to become a block, comparator, block. Those guys feed into each other, which is exactly what we want. We'll put a redstone dust dot there and there. Then, oh, we're going to need two sticky pistons too. So yeah, I got to get some comparators, I got to get some sticky pistons. So I will be right back. Alright guys, hopefully I don't suck now. Here we go. So first thing we're going to do, let's throw our comparators down here. And then I know I'm going to need a sticky piston here and a sticky piston here. And then we're going to throw a redstone block here. So now, for those of you that don't already know, the way this thing works is we load up the hoppers with a whole bunch of items, and it begins to count. I think I want to actually have 64. I want to probably have another stack of stuff, but I'll throw the cobblestone here for now. So there you go. That's already working. You can see where that thing ran over, and we sent our quick pulse through here. What we've got is this sends out a constant signal, and we've created a mono unstable circuit right here. That's what this dealio is. So basically our pulse comes through here and it turns that off and briefly turns it on, and then briefly, 4 ticks after, it turns it back off. And it only does it when the signal goes through on this side. So we'll get a pulse then on here, which then gets fed into here, which then pulses into here. So what we're doing is when that timer goes off, it is sending our pistons up high. It's going to push those up in the air, and then a second or so after it's pushed those up, or not even a second after, they get pulled right back down, but any ice that was in there would get shoved up, and then our water source box under here will do their magic and refill the pool. So let's just watch this for a minute or so here and make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to. If it is not, then I gotta look back at what I did and make sure that, you know what, I think I did mess something up. I think I screwed up my mono unstable circuit. Yep, I did. Sorry guys, false alarm there, but I think I know how to fix it. All I need to do is throw my redstone torch down on here, and then that should do it. Yeah, because I just heard them pulse on and off when I threw the redstone down. So let's watch here for another minute or so. Shouldn't take too long, because we don't have a whole lot of items in our hopper timer back there. So we'll watch here really quick, and God willing, come on. When that shoves back over, we should get a pulse here, and if we do, then we should be good to go. Yeah, that's perfect. And there you go. You can see how that reforms the water source box that we need. So at this point, we just have to do the second part of this, and that is wire our redstone. Oh man, I forgot I'm using the ladder over there, but I'm just going to drop down here because that's my punishment for screwing up before, right? Alright, so now we have got to send our redstone signal up, and I'm actually going to use our little gap here to do that. I'm going to feed that into there via two things. One, redstone, and then number two, I'm going to send a repeater in there with no delay on it. And then from here, we're just going to vertically wire this thing up. So there's nothing fancy going on here. Just same stuff you see me do 357 times. I don't know, pull a number out of my butt on this one. Let's make sure I have everything I need. I don't want to run out of anything while I'm up there, because this should be really the end of the ice farm, guys. So yeah, I'm impressed. This is gone pretty quickly. Hopefully I won't have any visitors from up top there. It should be lit up at least well enough that I can avoid that. So we're going to throw that one there. We'll throw a block here, and then that's going to be, this is how we're going to turn that stuff on and off. Now I do want to have a delay on this. I don't want it to power up or to fire up here until we've got a oh, you know what, I'm being stupid. I don't need to do that. I can throw down my torches, my repeaters right here, and just two of those should do the trick. And then that fires up to here. So now, if we watch again, pushes up, pushes over. So any ice that would have got shoved up would have just gotten shoved over as well. So life is working out kind of cool here now. So alright, I'm going to go ahead and just carry this around this way. Trying to think here, how many repeaters did I use there on my contraption world? I think it was I think it was just 3, maybe 4. We'll try 3 and we'll see what we get. We can just watch this thing up here, right? And I think to do that, I'm going to probably need to do that. And again, I'm putting all these repeaters on 4 delay. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that the delay coming around here is long enough that gives us enough time. There we go. That gives us enough time to make sure our ice is pushed over before we're pushing it down or over or wherever it is that we want to take it next. So unfortunately, well, that's good. I saw the signal go off over here, but I want to make sure that everything is working out now. Now here's the hard part about all this. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little bit for that to fire off again. The tough part about this now is I've got to find a way to keep mobs from spawning up here. Ideally, everything would have the right block lighting, but as you can see right here, this is block level 7 or 8. I know back there is level 7. We're at 8 here, there's 7, there's 6. So yeah, we've got really bad lighting, like right here even. Now, I don't think that we have to worry about mob spawning on top of a repeater or anything like that, but I know some of our redstone lines and things like that are low. And I don't want to have torches up here because I don't want them to melt any of the ice. So yeah, right here we are at 7 and 6. So we've really, okay, that's perfect. So it looks like our timings are all set up here now. So we got that going, so now we just got to worry about mob controls. And I think I can do most of that by doing this cool stuff like this. Like I said, I'm not worried about them spawning over the repeaters here. I'm pretty sure they can't spawn on that. Then here, our block level is actually, our block lighting is actually not too bad right here. Wondering why that is. Oh, because there's a big hole right here. No. I don't know, maybe there's a torch under there. You know, we may have to fiddle fart around with this a little bit just to make sure that we're not having any issues with, yeah, that'll work. Nice, right in the middle. Alright. And did those fire off too? I think I only heard two punches of those repeaters. That's a problem if that's the case. Let's hang out here really fast and watch just to make sure. Actually, I'll just run around here while I'm waiting and check the light levels. There's a 7s. So we have some 7s in here too. So let's do this. Oh man, really? Oh, come on. Of course I'm doing this and then I'm going to find that I have some problems with the pistons because I've cut a redstone wire or something. It's going to cause all sorts of trouble for me to fix it. Let's hope that's not the case, right? I guess I don't need to look over there. Come on. Up, come on. Come on up with you. Come on. 1, 2. Yep. Okay, so I've caused a problem over here somewhere. Oh, God, I'm such a moron. Right there, I've caused a problem. Let's cut the wire. So, okay. Now that should work. Let me see. I'm trying to think the only other potential issue we could have, you know, is our floor down below where this is coming down. Just occurred to me, if I don't have obsidian, oh man, if we're pushing down more than 12 blocks. I bet we are. Alright guys, let me go off camera and make sure this thing's going to work the way that I'm hoping it will. I may have to move my whole floor up from down below because we may be pushing this thing down way too far, or I may have to move this whole machine down some. So anyway, I'll keep this footage regardless of if I have to move the whole thing. I just won't show you me doing that, but hopefully we're not going down more than 12 blocks, but I have a bad feeling we are. So I'm going to go ahead and check all that stuff out and see what we're looking at. I know these torches have got to go right here. So maybe I'll just throw some half slabs down all over this floor too if we're okay. But I'm going to go ahead and look into that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I just checked this out and this is actually the 12th block. So that's the furthest that my ice is going to get pushed down as it currently stands. I'm glad I thought to check that because the bottom line is we would never reach our bud switch, so this whole wall thing would never work. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the floor in there down 2 more blocks and rebuild that ice machine down below that. So, yeah, that's going to suck, but I will do that off camera and I will be right back in here when I've got that whole thing moved. So, I'll see you in just a little bit. Alright guys, I just checked the time on this and we're getting kind of long, so I did a little bit of off-camera work here. Long story short, I dropped this thing down 2 blocks and ended up I had some issues over here with my repeater blocks when they were actually on the floor, which this is actually 2 blocks high. I moved it back up another block, but I'll tell you why. When I had the repeaters down here and they were feeding power into this block, right underneath this is what controls this piston wall, so I suddenly had issues where the top 2 rows of pistons were constantly sticking out. So I went ahead and I raised it up another block. I did test everything, just to show you really quick how I was testing things. Oh shoot, hang on a sec guys. Of course, man. Give me that block. Thank you very much. Okay, the way I was testing things was I came up over here, I threw a dirt block on there and threw a lever on it, and then just had 12 dirt blocks and put it in here and then manually fed them in and hit the lever each time. It turned out from here down to the bud switch is 11 blocks, so we are going to make a boatload more ice than we need, but it's going to let us create that big old ice cube, I guess, or ice block that I'm wanting down at the very bottom. But as you can see, everything works, which is good. The only thing we have left to really do is load this thing up into our snapshot so we can test it out and make sure that it's crafting ice, but I have no reason to think that it wouldn't. Additionally, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to half slab up everything down here that doesn't have redstone on it. I want to minimize locations where any mobs can spawn. These torches have got to go, at least the ones that are anywhere close to that. Like back here on this wall, no big shake, but over here, these kind of concern me, especially this one, as far as melting any ice that's getting pushed down, so those are all going to have to go away. The only other thing that I did not show you guys at all, but it's really, there's nothing fancy about it, it's just some vertical redstone wiring, is I hooked up the manual switch that goes down into the actual ice temple itself. It feeds into this block, like I was telling you guys before. The only other thing that I had to do was I couldn't feed this redstone torch directly into our repeaters, so I threw a block on top of it so we could move the power up one. But anyway, because this is the key block that makes all that stuff fire off, I fed the power into the side here, ran this back around over here, inverted it, and then it goes through some vertical wiring right here, and that happens to be, I will show you because I've now done this a number of times, right behind this this little pillar or support or whatever you want to call it down here. So if I hit this button, we'll actually hear it up here. Well, here, I'll go ahead and do it. There's one, there's two, and there's the third one. You can see those pistons shoved down. So if I want to push the ice down for some reason, I have the ability to hit this button and it should take care of doing that. So that is pretty much it, guys. Like I said, I'm going to do some off-camera work, just making sure that those floors are cleaned up in there so we don't get any mobs spawning in there. I don't want to kill the efficiency of my mob farm over here, so I'll do that. And then, yeah, I will go ahead and I'll load this thing up in Snapshot to make sure it works. And if that does indeed work, I will show you guys the results of that in the very beginning of my next video. So if you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel a bunch. And if you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I will probably go ahead and do a tutorial on this thing just because I know there's a lot of stuff in here, and I'll try and show you guys how you can build it step by step. Not sure I did the best of jobs in showing you all those details in here, but I will do that in a tutorial, so I will catch you guys next time.